House. The Minister for Government Communications, Kwakye Ofosu, has refuted allegations by the ranking member on the Parliament Defence and Interior Committee, Reverend John Ntim Fordjour, linking drug activities and money laundering to 2 aircraft that landed in the country in March. Mr. Kwakye Ofosu has been clarifying that the 2 aircraft arrived in Ghana for legitimate purposes and underwent thorough security inspection with no unlawful substance found on board.
The disinformation machine of the new Patriotic Party has been ratcheted up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Ntim Fordjour, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that 2 aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that 2 aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov Flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now, this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now, no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now, the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Luanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it had been inspected by aviation security, officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau, no contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called Air Med International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF TWXR252604 OFAA 0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again inspected by officials of aviation security, officials of national security, officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, and NACOC, who made sure that it did not contain any unlawful substances, as alleged by Reverend Ntim Fordjour. So, in a nutshell, the claims of Ntim Fordjour are false. He cannot prove it. That is why he is running away from the investigative bodies. He is unable to provide any shred of evidence to back his claim.
We'll be back. So the man in question, the man at the center of this allegation, Reverend John Ntim Fordjour, is my guest in the studio, and he is the ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee in Parliament. Reverend, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Alton.
Right. So, according to Felix Kwakye Ofosu, you have distanced yourself from these allegations, meaning you have admitted to peddling untruth.
No, he's lying. He's just peddling falsehood. And that is why if the government continues to let Kwakye Ofosu lead to this conversation, they will lose credibility big time. They should allow the security agencies to just issue, a statement on the specific responses. There's all the threats and all the extreme discomfort that they are showing and the propaganda they are doing.
Somebody is threatening you?
Oh, yes. Kwakye Ofosu right on your sister station, on Ekosi saying, has threatened, Obi asked him a specific question, that President Mahama said that he takes the matter seriously, and so there should be investigation. He said, no, I speak for the president, and I have president's backing that he doesn't mean it, and he says it is comical, and therefore we are not interested in any investigation. On record, we will circulate that video for everybody to see. Obi asked him again, so are you not more interested in the investigation? He said, no, we are not interested in any investigation. We only want to make an example of Ntim Fordjour. I have taken judicial notice of that. My lawyers are going to take action on that. And everybody is watching. The kind of example they want to make, they should bring it on. I am ready. But I want to let you know.
Your lawyers have taken notice of those comments. Meaning what? You want to take him on?
No, whatever action, you will hear of us. But if you become president and you order your spokesperson to be threatening people, ranking member on Defense and Interior Committee, member of Parliament, to be threatening him, you will deal with him, you make an example of him. We are waiting for that presidential instruction to be undertaken. And the whole world will know.
Perhaps legally, and to push you to provide whatever evidence you have.
Then it is for him to answer when it's called upon.
Administration, our airport has become the grounds for the
He says that they are not interested in investigation. He said it, and these are his words. You watch it, and so you know what I'm talking about.
But in the video that we just played, he explains why
I'll come to that.
The two aircraft landed in the country.
Let's take our time. We'll come to the matter. This was yesterday's video. We are talking about just a few minutes ago.
Right.
And you watched it, so please. Now, history is repeating itself. In 2023, and anyone who has Google it. Go to Ghana Web, go to Modern Ghana. January 2013, in the first term of President Mahama's government, there was a flight that went to Turkey from Ghana. It took an Iranian news agency to break that news. Al Jazeera picked it up. CNN picked it up. Modern Ghana also transmitted it here. Daily Guide and then and Ghana Web. We are taking you back to his, memory lane. They picked it, and your producer can fact check it. They impounded a flight, a Turkish flight from Ghana, loaded with gold, worth $80 million. When they impounded it and contacted Ghanaian officials on information regarding it, they zipped, and to date, nobody spoke about it. The Turkish authorities impounded it and confiscated it. It has become, property of the state of Turkey. And we are sitting here at the same time. One cocaine is flying left, right, center. Never before have we experienced, in less than 3 months, total cocaine bust worth $500 million. First, $150 million in Takrady, which was purported to be a parliamentary candidate of NDC in Secondly for 2020. Then they went on to bust another one, high profile, in the words of President Mahama, high profile bust of cocaine, $350 million in Cape Coast. Within that same week, there was money laundering, one of the biggest money laundering operations conducted by National Security with their own videos. And they didn't break that news. They went with their cameras. They showed the whole of Ghana. 12 containers containing gold, containing cash. And 2 months on, when we even expected the media, the same media, to even follow up, and everybody kept quiet, the minority is asking questions. What is the status of all these? And around that same time, 2 suspicious flights entered Ghana. We have thousands of flights who come and go. Why are we zeroing down on only these 2? And we raised in our press conference that these 2 suspicious flights, they came around the same saga of money laundering cocaine time.
You're still stand by that allegation?
They came around the same time cocaine matter. And one was even an ambulance. There is no record of any patient they brought. And there's no record of any patient they took away. After 5 days, there was another one who also came for 13 days. They all left together to Gran Canaria around the same time. Now, it was the same night, that's the same day, that there was a major doomsday at the airport. So all these 3 are coincidence? Is the question I'm asking. All these 3 are coincidence. So we come to raise questions that give us specific, there was even a pirate issue also. Give us answers to these and updates on them. If investigations have gone on, how far? Tell us the investigation. And we did not direct our queries even to the president, neither did we direct it to Kwakye Ofosu. We said that the relevant agencies, because they have the authority. They know what we don't know.
But the president took serious view of your allegations.
Yes, I'm coming.
And decided
we asked that,
ask questions.
Tell us, because it was suspected that those planes were carrying some illicit cargo. And so come and tell us, is it, what did they carry, what did they take out? Simple statement from NACOC, simple statement from National Security, simple statement from NIB, that, we've taken notice of these flights. They came and they left, nothing untoward happened. The whole of Ghana would have been okay. They didn't do that. Instead, they chose to do politics with it. And President wrote a very long, post, which just today, Kwakye Ofosu has exposed that it was just rhetoric, and that's not what they're interested in. They didn't even want any investigation. They just want to make an example of me. Now, I'm ready for that example. Now, we are asking them...
I don't know whether I can also come in.
Yeah, you will come in, but see, 5 days now.
Yes.
No security agency has given us responses to these 3. Kwakye Ofosu came in yesterday.
He speaks for the government, and he's provided the circumstances under which these aircraft landed in Ghana.
You see?
And per their investigators, there's nothing more to prove.
Elton, there are security...
That is what the government is saying. If you have evidence to the contrary, why don't you make it available? The claim is that you even refuse to answer the security agency's call for some kind of investigation.
Nobody has invited me. And when I proved to Felix on this show, on just the show I left on, he now says that they are now going to write, NIB is now going to write an invitation to the speaker for me. So you are now going to write an invitation.
You have not been invited by any agency.
You come and lie to the whole world.
Have you been invited? Nobody has invited. Even as we speak now?
No, nobody has invited me. And so you are now saying that you are writing a letter of invitation. Meanwhile, yesterday, you said in your video that you had invited me and I'm running away. Please, the matters are that. Give explanation. In his attempted explanation, you remember on your show when we first spoke about it, you were even doubting if those planes even came in. There were doubts. And this quickly so he's peddling falsehood. It is not true. And that no such plane has entered. Then when your team did their fact checking, they unraveled that indeed those flights came in. And those flights left the same time. Then they turn around to say, okay, now that you have done your checks, they came. But the air ambulance, according to Felix, that the air ambulance, it came from somewhere, was going somewhere, and then it got a fault in Ghana. It needed to fuel in Ghana, Morocco, Niger, Burkina, Mali. They couldn't get fuel anywhere. They came to Ghana to fuel. Right after they fueled, they developed a fault. The engine was leaking, and they had to call another flight to come and repair. And after they repaired, instead of going where they were going, they went back to Gran Canaria. The question I'm asking is, the corpse that was in the ambulance, or the passenger that was in the ambulance, within that 5 days, where did they offload the patient or the corpse to? We need evidence of that. He showed a video of the other cargo, some purported oil and things. When did they take that video? When? Is it now we ask the questions they are now trying to produce on video? Be that as it may, if he's producing a video of the cargo, why didn't he accompany a video of the air ambulance to also show us the content of the air ambulance, to show us the patient that was in or the corpse that was in? In all this, he says the air cargo was flying from Angola to Europe. But when they took off, they forgot that they didn't have permit to enter EU. How can you take off from Angola that you are going to Europe and you don't have permit, and it is Ghana that they'll come and do their permits? And when they got here, coincidentally, their engine also broke down, their gear also broke down, they had faults. It took them 13 days, and after they repaired, it was the same day, 25th March, that they want us to believe unrelated flights got discharged and all took off the same time the same Dumso took off. We are asking questions. We need credible agencies to respond and to say that, oh, no, nothing really happened. I even wrote a letter for the joint briefing, not knowing it was the directive the president gave was just mere rhetoric. They didn't mean anything. So NDC wrote a letter, you've seen that letter, to block my request for the collaboration. Now you turn around that you are going to write an invitation for me. Invitation to what? To an investigation you say you are not interested in, that you are not going to conduct, but you only want to make. So say that you are inviting me to persecute, and I'm ready for whatever it is.
Reverend, so
let it be on record.
According to Felix Kwakye Ofosu, they've done their own checks. Their checks doesn't collaborate the allegation you've put forth. I just want to find out, when you made this allegation on Monday, you made a claim that per your checks, whatever was offloaded and then loaded onto the aircraft may be cocaine or money. As we speak today... Suspected. As we speak today, I mean, we're emphatic. You narrow it down to these two items.
Yes.
As we speak today, do you have the evidence to collaborate the allegation you made on Monday?
See, the issue I have with the media is that there was a similar posture. But the next thing, your team checked, they saw that, all the denials that initially they were trying to, run away from, they were there. Why don't you probe them on all these three issues? Bring answers. Kwakye Ofosu is doing propaganda with it. We need the security agencies to speak. It is for the credibility of the government. It is for the credibility of our country. It is for the credibility of the security agencies. He is not spokesperson for national security. He is not spokesperson for the police department. He is spokesperson for the president. So please, we are saying here that these are technical matters. You leave the subject matter expert to respond. All the three issues we raised. Why did he pick and choose only the flights? Why didn't, if he's indeed speaking for national security, why did he dodge giving account for the gold bastard, for the cocaine bastard, and for the money bastard? What are they? Who is behind it? Why haven't you asked him that? Why did you conveniently run away from providing updates? You carried media there. And the media should be asking these questions, not even me as a minority MP.
The operators of the two aircraft, they've also come to provide reasons why they had to make that landing in Accra.
So this whole thing, and the way NDC is handling it, they have made it so clear, and they've even heightened the suspicion of what they may have brought. They are heightening it. And the first thing they should have done was to allow the investigation to go on. And for the relevant
investigation, they say that you are running away from.
To bring the investigation, I have demonstrated a letter of invitation and demonstrated to you the letter they wrote to Gaggett. But you don't seem to be interested in that, and that is fine. You don't seem to be interested in the letter I wrote on 2nd April calling for that collaboration. You are not interested in the letter NDC wrote to gag that, to block that meeting. And you are still insisting that a certain meeting must come on. So what meeting must come on?
So what is your solution?
Collaboration they are interested
What is your solution for the resolution of this matter? Because now it's an allegation against what government claims to be.
Clearly, they want to turn
the reason why this. But you have not also provided me with any evidence to suggest that your claims are verifiable.
Do they need any? I raised 3 issues. Do they need any evidence for the cocaine busts? Which evidence do they want?
No, let's talk about the.
No, please. We are talking about these 3. Do they need any evidence to give us updates on the gold busts? What evidence do they need? What intel did they pick to go and conduct that raid? They said we picked intel. The intel they picked that took them to Takoradi, and they found containers worth $150 million of cocaine. Did somebody go to the container to take a sample of the cocaine to bring to them that this is a picture of the cocaine, this is a sample of the cocaine, we have brought it to you, go and test and be sure that it's cocaine? And then they tested before they went and swooped on that operation. The cocaine they busted in Cape Coast, they acted on intel. Did anybody bring them evidence of a picture of cocaine? Somebody went into the container, took pictures of the cocaine, and even took samples, because it could be powder, it could be clinker, it could be anything. And they took samples and brought it to an NIB, and they tested on NACOC, and they tested to be sure that it was cocaine before they acted. Was it not an intel? The intel they based on to go to the Sappeman warehouse, to go and raid the warehouse, and took the containers with gold and all that. Did somebody go into the containers to give them prior picture of the gold and the cash and the containers before they went in? Please. So if you would allow them to do politics, to run away from giving accounts, simple questions we have asked, for them to credibly provide answers. And Jubilee House has hijacked that investigation, hijacked those responses from the credible agencies.
The difficulty we find ourselves
if National Security had put
in the middle.
No, please, if National Security had put a statement out,
if you can just
everybody would have believed.
I will just allow you. I mean, the difficulty we have is the allegation, counter allegation. Yet we have nothing to work on. I was hoping that perhaps you would have gone further to say that this is what we have established and this is what we want National Security to probe and tell us whether our claim is true or not. We don't have anything to work on as we speak.
All right.
It is just allegation and then timelines as to when this thing took off.
The same thing you said. And when I provided the flight numbers,
we were able to check the plane indeed landed in
very
Ghana
well.
And took
so
off.
You work with that. You work with that. And if they were interested in further details, they would have accepted the invitation I gave them. But they blocked it. And now say that they are not interested in investigation. They are only interested in setting an example. Whatever example they want to make, I am ready. Let them come.
Whatever you have, why don't you walk to the office of the National Security and say that these are the facts that I have?
No.
Work with it and tell me.
When I wrote them, what did they do? See, let us decouple the matters. Whenever you bring matters of accountability, so it is a security matter, don't talk about it. No, if I had intel about some suspicious flight which had taken off from Gran Canaria sometime, let's say 19th March, coming in, expected to arrive on 19th. If I had it before then, and I didn't give it to NIB, or I didn't go to any security agency quietly to let them have that intel, at that point, what intel would I have had? I've had this intel, so and so is coming. Check it. But I had come on your studio and be holding press conferences that some flight is coming from Gran Canaria. It is expected to arrive here and here. There's also and so suspected to be on it. So everybody should be alert. That would have been reckless.
So what's next?
No, I'm coming. So let's draw the distinction. That would have been irresponsible. But this one, the plane has come and gone, and there's suspicion, and we are raising it. You are saying that even after I had written a letter and they had blocked it, saying they are not interested in such a collaboration, in the word of President Mahama, collaboration, you expect that I should walk in. Walk in to do what? What information? The same information, if I walk in, I'll give them. It's not the same information that they would have received if they had come.
Reverend,
please, let us put matters. But in the conclusion.
So what is next? I know that as a member of Parliament, there are tools that you can use. Are you going to sponsor signatures, a motion to get the Speaker to recall Parliament so that this matter can be put before the House?
Every parliamentary tool available to us in the exercise of our oversight, we will deploy it. But you see,
including forcing the Speaker to recall the House?
Oh, no. We'll explore our options. But I am assuring the good people of this country and our friends out there, because this is a transnational, challenge. Cocaine and money laundering issues, they are transnational matters. That, please, we, the mighty minority, when we see something, we will say something. And we expect that the state and the government will show leadership in taking steps transparently, without propaganda, dispassionately, to investigate and bring out outcome. Oh, there's nothing untoward. Oh, even the gold, we have kept it somewhere safe. We have 10 people behind it. We are investigating them. But as for the flights, whatever suspicious thing we found, we're investigating. Or there was nothing suspicious about it. And such a credible statement comes from the relevant agencies. It will lay the matter to rest.
All right, let's leave it.
But if they want to do politics with it, it won't help this country. Because for a very long time, Ghana has had a very good name, ranked second most peaceful country in Africa for a reason. So if within 3 months, we're hearing cocaine bust here. Have you ever heard, even within a 10-year period, cocaine bust totaling $500 million before? But in 2 months or 3 months, we are hearing that. Shouldn't Ghanaians be alarmed? We are asking questions, and you want to set example. They should set example until they finish every MPP person who is here, who would ask questions. So they should. Because whatever example they want to set, we are waiting for it.
And that may include the fact that they may hold you before court to answer for what they describe as falsehood you've been peddling.
Which falsehood?
Creating fear and panic in the country.
Which falsehood? Which fear and panic?
An allegation that is yet to be backed with evidence.
No, which allegation? We are asking questions that come, investigate and provide answers. And you are saying you are peddling falsehood, you are creating fear and panic. Instead of you to do the investigation, you are saying you are not interested. So, but the media should also, continue this transparent, advocacy, because you were the ones who even went, and so far, even the same media who even went and took the video, you are not interested in asking questions that the videos we went to take, what happened to it? You're not interested in it. But we are sitting down here. History has repeated itself. But we will explore every available tool at our disposal.
All right, Reverend John Ntim Fordjour is the ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament. This matter is not ending today. Of course, there's more to come.